Yo, what's up, guys? Dragon Ball Dave back with another Daima video. Just want to share my thoughts on the recent episode 17. Episode 17 was called Gomah, and it released February 9th, 2025. Great episode, honestly. A lot of action. So, without further ado, let's get right into it. So, the episode opens up right where it left off with Majin Ku and Majin Du and Arinsu arriving, and they have the first Dragon Ball. We have a neat little interaction with Shin where he just kind of tries to talk to Arinsu as like, hey, you're my sister. Nice, long time no see. Why don't you just let your little brother use the Dragon Ball? And they, obviously she says no. So she proposes that she'll destroy the Dragon Ball if they don't have a battle between two members of each team to decide who gets all the Dragon Balls. Now, Goku thinks that it's actually Majin Ku who defeated Tamagami 1. And he's like, nope, I lost to it. And Goku's like, well, what are you acting proud about it for? But they decide they're going to just have a little showdown for it. And it's actually Do and Goku who square off. And we've been waiting for this because, like I said, from my perspective, Super Saiyan was enough to match and probably get the edge on the Tamagamis. Tamagami 2 got that amp from Neva, which allowed him to surpass even Super Saiyan 2. Which Super Saiyan 2 to me was like, that's above the Tamagamis. Well, Majin Du, he's still figuring his power out and stuff, and he pretty easily handled Tamagami 1. So it's interesting that we're going to see, these two go at it. Arinsu kind of reveals that, she's suspicious and a little bit, I guess, evil. It doesn't really say that it's just that the little panning on her eyes, like how it does, it makes me think that she's up to no good. But because she tells Shin that, don't compare me to Degasu. Because he thinks like, oh, you just want to be the, the Demon King like Degasu did. And she's like, he lacks any sort of vision. I want a terrifying demon realm. A stronger demon realm. One that'll make the outside world, bow down to him. And that was like, whoa, okay. Arinsu, you're actually the cool one. How about that? But anyways, we then have Goku and Tamagami. We have Goku and Majin Du actually square off. And it's base Goku at first. And it's actually really good. The fight's actually really, really interesting. Animation's really good. It's base Goku versus Du, so it's not too intense. But it is actually, they're going back and forth pretty much. Du manages to push Goku back. Goku goes Super Saiyan. And then they pretty much appear to be equal. Goku doesn't go Super Saiyan 2. But I did notice that there's a couple of times where Goku punched Du, and it literally did nothing to him. He, tanked it. And I thought, well, he's probably above even a Super Saiyan 2. He's for sure above Super Saiyan, in my opinion, but he's still relative enough to it that I think that, that should count for something. Like I said, it was actually a good fight and stuff. And Majin Ku actually thinks he's gonna fight at first. He's like, I'm strong, and she's like, he says, I'm pretty strong. She's like, pretty strong, won't cut it. And this, like I said, we've been kind of slow in the water the past few episodes, so we're finally getting something good here. I look forward to it. I'm enjoying what Daima's doing, but Goku and Vegeta actually have a little discussion about like, hey, let's play rock paper scissors because it's my turn now. And Vegeta's like, no way, rock paper scissors. Or Vegeta wants to play rock paper scissors. Goku's like, nah, man, it's my turn. You fought the last Tamagami. So that's interesting that they still want to just fight. Bulma tells Vegeta if he's a grown up, then go ahead and act like a grown up. But like I said, Goku and Do have a decent fight, and then it's Gomah actually who interferes in their fight. Because remember, he's got that third eye on at the end of the last episode. He interferes in the fight, and it's interesting because I was wondering how they were going to, if the eye was going to take over Gomah, kind of. He still appears to be Gomah, just much stronger. He's not quite used to his power. And, they all end up jumping him. They all end up jumping Gomah, and he's actually, destroying parts of the palace and stuff, and he's freaking out about it. He's like, "Whoa, don't destroy nothing." Like I said, I can't see Gomah as this ultimate evil. He's clearly a bad guy in different aspects, But I don't know if he's as evil as, we're made out to believe. We'll see, though. But we get a really good battle between Goku and, well, I mean, all of them. Like I said, Majin Goku, Vegeta, Piccolo, Shen, Glorio. They all jump Goma. And he handles them all. There's a couple of scenes that reminded me of, like, Hachiak or Annie Raza when everybody's ganging up on them. Hachiak from the OVA special back in the day, and Annie Raza from DBS. But it was still neat to see. Piccolo's not done anything cool yet. He did take his weights off, so that was kind of neat. But they basically all are like, hey, Goku's the one who suggests, he's like, we all got to jump this guy. And when they go to jump him, they end up actually kind of losing for the most part. And Goku's like, I guess I got no choice. And ends up, climax, here we go, powers up into Super Saiyan 3. When he powers up into Super Saiyan 3, it's like, whoa, Goku's finally doing it. And then that's where the episode ends. That was kind of like, oh man, why'd you put it on a cliffhanger like that? I am very interested to see how they do with this. Because, if Goku is a Super Saiyan 3, is able to, match Gomah and all that stuff, then that tells me that Goma's not as powerful as, the third eye's boasted to be anyways. But if Goku has all these drawbacks that he had with Super Saiyan 3 in the Buu Saga still, then, that would be interesting. Well, how come Vegeta didn't have that? And how come Vegeta's not going Super Saiyan 3 now as well? Vegeta actually looks like he gets smoked. He gets knocked out of it. Like I said, Gomah pretty much handles all of them. And Goku just taps into Super Saiyan 3 at the end, and his hair's not weird like Vegeta's. It's actually still really cool. And, I'm very hyped for next week, which I'm recording this actually 2 days before it comes out. Or one day, actually, today's Thursday. But I'm really hyped for this coming episode because, it's called Awakening. And a lot of leakers and stuff like that, they've talked about how this is going to be, the best episode. But, we'll see what happens. Now, I also want to briefly touch on some I skipped over in the Do versus Goku fight. There was a lot of cool little scenes there where, Goku's using the power pole and, like, Do grabs a hold of Goku's leg and is smashing him around by the tentacle thing he's got. Like, I just thought that was awesome. It reminded me of Kid Buu. But, like I said, it was, this is actually a very interesting episode. A lot of action. Not a lot of lore building or storytelling like that. It's just, we got fights. We got Goku versus Do, and then everybody versus Gomah. And next week, like I said, it just shows Super Saiyan 3 Goku in the preview. They're pretty much going toe-to-toe, him and Gomah. Now, from what I've understood, from leaks and stuff, there's going to be like a Super Saiyan 4 looking thing coming. Super Saiyan 4 from Dragon Ball GT. It's not going to be GT, like Super Saiyan 4. But it is going to be something very similar to that. And as near as I can tell, it might be Neva who actually powers up Goku to give him this. If the leaks are even true on that. We really just don't know yet. We're just kind of waiting to see what happens. Because in the preview, it looks like Gomah is going toe-to-toe with Super Saiyan 3 Goku. So, it'll be interesting to see, like, is Gomah just getting used to his power, or is Goku above him and Super Saiyan 3 burns out? Like, I'm hyped. I can't wait for next week's episode, Gomah does actually look like Jiren with Gomah's head superimposed on his body. It's really weird in some of the scenes. Like, his neck you don't see it very well, so it's just like, what? But, it's cool. Like I said, I enjoyed this episode. I don't want to say this is my favorite episode, because even though the fight was really cool, I still think that Tamagami 2 and Tamagami 3 fight are just out of this world awesome. That Tamagami 3 fight won me over when he cut the hammer in half with the power pole. I ate that up, man. I ate that up. That's still one of the coolest things I've ever seen. From Dragon Ball, period. Like, fuck just Daima. From Dragon Ball, period. Like, that was awesome. Neva actually tells Tamagami 1 to get involved as well. And I left that out. So Tamagami 1 is also helping. And Goma's handling, all of them still. Tamagami 1, Ku, Do, Glorio, Shen, Vegeta, Nappa, Piccolo, and yeah, that's it. Vegeta and Piccolo, yeah. But, everybody is kind of freaked out. Even Neva and Arinsu when they see Gomah arrive with that third eye. So, maybe there's going to be more that goes into this. Maybe this really does make Gomah, the evil bad guy that he's supposed to be, because Neba implies that you gain absolute power when you or unparalleled power is what he said, across the, all the demon worlds, and it kind of shows a picture of Abra basically, reaching out across all of them. Now I don't know if that applies to the Megas and the Gigas and all that, but it's still interesting. But that's pretty much it for the episode. I'm not gonna babble about it too much more. I briefly want to talk about, Akio Ioku had an interview here recently on Montan magazine or something like that, and he goes into like, he lets us know this is a continuation of the Majin Buu arc, which we already knew that. And he says that it's not actually been stated yet, but I think what he's telling us there is that, get over it, guys. There's no DBS. This is not tied to that. At the same time, he also, dropped a bombshell on us and told us that he was trying to appeal to the kids who grew up watching GT in the 90s. The kids, me essentially, you know what I mean? Kids who are grown now and have their own kids. They wanted Daima to feel like that. That's why they made Goku a kid. It's supposed to be something to enjoy with your children. The GT parallels that I pointed out in the first, 6 or 7 episodes, I think, I end up chilling out on it. But I might go back through and do that again and go a little bit more in depth in it, because there's tons of stuff. And now for Akio to say that, he flat out tells us that it's, like, hey man, we made this for you guys, and we are doing this for GT fans. But it's not GT still. This is its own thing. And as near as I can tell, it won't actually connect to GT. You got to remember, Kibito Kai's fused in GT. Kibito Kai is a big thing. If they don't fuse him back by the end of this series, that's a big deal. That's a big deal. That puts the stamp on it officially. Like, hey, sorry Battle of God, sorry Dragon Ball Super, sorry Dragon Ball GT. Daima does its own thing. Now, he did kind of explain that, Akio did, that, Dragon Ball has a lot of storylines, and he wants to stay true to the original manga, and that Toriyama was in charge of it, basically, like what's canon. And all he's essentially saying there is that they might give us a lot more Dragon Ball content, but do not expect it to keep continuity. The movies don't match up with the manga. The anime doesn't match up with the movies or the manga. And this has happened from OG Dragon Ball to Dragon Ball Z to Kai to the Z movies to Super, Battle of God, all this. It's always been like that. So, it's not anything to lose sleep over, that's for sure. Or at least I don't think so. But it is kind of clear that, I wouldn't be surprised if the next series, the next movie we get almost ignores half of this stuff. Ignores Dragon Ball Super, ignores GT, ignores Daima even. And I'd be a little bit disappointed if they ignore Daima, because they put this much work into it. It's only one arc, but it's 20 episodes, man. That's a solid little story arc. And we've had, it could have been a little bit paced a little bit better, I believe, especially now that we've made it this far. But Daima was good to me, and I enjoy it. I'm still enjoying it. I can't wait for this episode to come out. I really want to see, like, are they gonna find the fuse bugs again? Are they gonna, tap into some weird form? Are the other 2 Tamagamis gonna pop up because the tunnel's here, and we have a triple Tamagami fight against the Demon King Gomah? It'll be interesting to see. Oh yeah, and I gotta say this for the Vegeta fans out there: Vegeta went Super Saiyan and got fodderized, just so you guys know. And then when they all did the punch thing, like Goku collides with Gomah punch to punch, and then Vegeta, Piccolo, and all them, their punches do nothing. And I just thought that was so cool. I know you Vegeta fans hated it, but get over it. But yeah, that's pretty much all I have to add. Let me know your thoughts if you have anything that I might have missed. I kind of went briefly through this episode and I didn't break it down the way I usually do, but that's because I babble too much, man. So, if you enjoyed it, please let me just know what your thoughts are, and tell me your theories. Tell me some stuff that, you think is going to happen next week, because I am geeked to see it, and I really think it's going to be awesome, even though Gomah is like a knockoff Pride Trooper. But, alright, so that's all.